Hi, welcome to another of my Strings and Things videos. It's sort of an early autumn day here in England. We've got sunshine, finally. Seem to have had a lot of rain and what we might call weather here in England, as many other places have, of course. So today, another new instrument, at least to the channel anyway. I first saw one of these instruments when I went to a friend's house, and he had a friend come along and he brought this instrument and started playing it, and I thought, ooh, that's really nice. And I don't think I'd ever seen one before, and I don't think I ever thought one existed. But it was a bass ukulele, so of course I had to get one. And here it is. Really nice instrument. I'll tell you something about it. I'll play a bit for you. It's made by, well, the brand is Horse, and I bought it from Amazon. It was probably the least expensive of the bass ukuleles I could find at the time. It's still listed on Amazon's website, but actually they say it's unavailable. Horse have a website, but they have a few little instruments, some ukuleles, some other sort of percussion instruments and things like that. But this isn't included in their catalogue anymore. So you probably have to go and find another supplier. So it came in a package, so it came with a fairly good gig case. There it is. Fairly good case, reasonably thick. And you can see the brand Horse on the bottom of the bag there. So it came with that. It came with a very simple strap. It's perfectly adequate. It's not a heavy instrument, of course. It's a very light instrument. It came with a tuner, and it came also with some picks. So quite a nice package to have. So let me tell you a little bit more about it. First of all, the strings on it, you can see they're really thick strings, and they have to be, of course, because obviously to produce bass notes on a fairly short scale instrument you need really thick strings. And these strings are, I think, made by Aquila, which is an Italian company, and they're made of a material called Nile gut. And I have these Aquila Nile gut strings on my classical guitars, and I really like them. Whether there are other manufacturers, well, there probably are other manufacturers of bass ukulele strings, but this is a fairly much a standard strings for a bass ukulele, I've found. As on its own, it doesn't make a huge amount of, produce a huge amount of volume. It's only a small instrument, but you can noodle around with it quite easily. But if you're playing it with, say, a guitar or mandolin or something like that, it's hardly going to make an impact at all, really. So as it is, not really very good for gigging. But I'll just give you an idea of what it sounds like before you turn on the electronics to it. So. So, as I said, it doesn't produce a lot of volume, but of course it's equipped with a piezo pickup under the bridge and a small preamplifier here. If I bring it up a bit closer to the phone, you can see the preamplifier there on the side of the instrument. There it is. There we are. And what does that give you? Well, although they provide a tuner with the instrument, which is one of these ones to stick on the head, it has a built-in tuner into the preamp here, which is really nice. It has bass, middle and treble equalization on it, and a volume switch. So it's all you really need. And so I'll just play you a few, just the same thing again, which is effectively the bass from Bourrée from Jethro Tull from many years ago. It's just a simple bass. I think it's probably a Bach bass part of one of a set of piano pieces he made. Anyway, so if I just turn up the volume, and just to let you know, this is being played through obviously a Wi-Fi system into a Behringer HA40R guitar amp, really, which I'll do another video on because I really like this little amplifier that Behringer make. So I'll just turn up the volume here, and I'll just play you the same thing to give you an idea. There you are, that's a little sample obviously of its sound coming through a guitar amp, all set on normal middle range situations, no extra bass on it. Now what I like about this instrument is that it actually does have a sound a little bit like an acoustic string bass, and it's really quite different from, say, a guitar bass, which I think tend to be a little bit more trebly, but of course this has got these Nile gut strings on, and they do sound very nice, so you can just hear them at the top range here. So it actually does have a bit of a sound of a string bass, sort of. And I have to say I haven't been out and gigged this anywhere yet. I'm just waiting for the opportunity, really, because I'd like to show it off, and I'd like other people to have a listen to them, because it's quite unusual, really. You don't see many of these around. But what I do is I record with it, and it makes a very passable kind of thuddy, nice bass sound when you record with it, a bit like a string bass. So from that point of view, it's a very good and different kind of bass to record, particularly with acoustic instruments. I think with a guitar, something like that. It's a very useful instrument. The construction looks very good. It's all obviously laminated, thin laminate. Well-made instrument. There's obviously the jack plug there. The batteries go in there. They're two sort of disc C2032 batteries, etc., that go in there. They don't seem to last very long, as you might expect, really. But anyway, you just need to make sure that when you stop playing it, you take the jack plug out, otherwise the batteries will run down in no time. So there it is, bass ukulele, made Horse brand. You can find other bass ukuleles. They're probably in a much higher price range than this, but this does the job. I really like it. It's a really nice instrument just to sort of put on your lap and have a little bass noodle, do some bass runs on it and things like that. Anyway, there it is, a bass ukulele. I really can recommend having a go with this instrument, or if you get near one, play, because it's a bit addictive, really. Anyway, I just want to say thank you to all the people who've subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. It does encourage me to think there's somebody out there watching it and liking the kind of things I do. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, then just please do send me a comment along, a question that you might need asking about an instrument or anything, really, anything within reason, that is, and I'll try to answer them if I can. So it just remains for me to say thank you very much for watching, and all the very best.